Jane Mitchell for Jane Unchained. I'm sitting by the fire tonight with a very, very exciting development. There is a woman who's a Hollywood actress who was dabbling with veganism a few years ago when I first met her. We have a mutual friend, and he had suggested, she try plant-based. And instead of just sort of dabbling, she's become a major force in our movement. She has now done 100 vegan cooking shows on Jane Unchained, the amazing, the one and only Antionette Westcott. Woo!
Well, thank you. That was quite an introduction. Thanks, Jane. I'm so happy to be a part of the Jane Unchained network. And yes, it has been a long road, and it's been fabulous on my vegan journey and just introducing everything, not only to myself, but to everybody else, and all the questions that I get asked all the time. And you guys already know all the commonly asked questions. And I still get it, but it's fun. And I like to share because being new and not so new anymore, I'm still learning. And as you know, I'm not that fabulous in the kitchen, but we make it work.
I have to say that one thing that really impresses me about you is that you're a person who's always improving, which is really just pivoting. I mean, I'll tell you, the first couple of vegan cooking shows you did were scary. Kind of like, I don't know what, the cross between a frat party and a dress rehearsal. But you've gotten so good at it. And every single time I would always say, wow, Antionette is getting better and better guests. She's making more and more elaborate meals. And you've really mastered it. So take it away. What are you making tonight?
Okay, so tonight I'm making, I got the Butler's Soy Curls. I saw our other Jane, Elizabeth, she did these a few weeks back. So I wanted to make my own version, and I'm making a buffalo po' boy. So I've got our soy curls soaking. You're supposed to soak them first.
Even closer on the soy curls. I want to see. Let me get rid of this banner as much as I want to keep you. There you go. Okay, that's perfect. What exactly are soy curls?
They're based out of soybeans. And from what I know, well, they're like, I think that's what TVP is made out of also. Yeah.
So they're kind of like chewy. Like if you had a calamari or something like that, you would have a chewy little substance. But in this case, no animals died, and it's better for you.
Yeah.
And inexpensive, super inexpensive.
Oh, I don't remember what they cost. I got them at Bestie's, but this is what they are dry. They're like crispy. You can break them. And then we have them and you soak them. So I've been soaking them in water and these bouillon cubes. Where are they? So I got these vegetable bouillon cubes also that to give it a vegetable broth, to give it a little bit more of a flavor. So that's
you soak them in the vegetable broth?
Yes.
Oh, very, very smart.
So maybe you can. You can see like there's a little coloring in there and little flakes that are the vegetable broth.
Wow. Good for you. Wow. You just, I'm so impressed.
And so now we got to like texture them up and give them more flavor and warm them up. So we're going to cook them now. We're going to turn our heat on, and I don't think I need my oil yet.
Okay.
This is, Jane, it's a learning time every time in the kitchen because we don't know what's going to turn out. It's just going to be edible, we hope.
Yeah. Well, I'm cooking for the first time. I mean, pretty much every night. Cooking. Can I say that if I make a salad that I'm cooking?
Well, yes, because you're eating it. So
yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna put these in here already because we wanted the water to drain out of them, even though we plumped them back up. Oh, we lost one.
Oh, well.
It happens. I lose stuff every time. Last week it was a piece of an avocado.
Uh-oh.
So what's that?
I do too. I always drop things and then I curse myself. I'm like, oh, nature took so long to grow that and I just dropped it on the floor.
Oh, yes. But we're going to save this vegetable broth for because we're going to make it a spicy buffalo sandwich. So we're going to save.
Ooh. Now, when you say you're putting it in a pan, right?
Yes. Can you not see this far away?
Well, it's hard. It's a little hard, but it's okay.
Closer.
Okay.
I'll bring the pan over there. Yeah. To warm up. Shoot.
Yeah. So, so you got the flame on there and no oil, just the. Wow. Okay. So you're just cooking them. Yeah. Okay. No oil.
The water to come out of them. So now that we've refreshed them and revived them, we want them to kind of drain all that juice a little bit and get a little more crispier and taste, so we can eat them.
Yeah, exactly.
So in the meantime, while that's going to cook, I'm going to make a blue cheese vegan ranch sauce. Sauce. So I've got, I don't know what hot sauce that everyone likes, but this is the one that I found. It's Valentina's. And then of course we've got our veganese, and I haven't tried the soy-free one. So I figured since we're doing the soy curls and we got the soy, the tofu for our blue cheese, so I figured let's go a little less soy with it.
Yeah, mix it up. Yeah,
why not? I was looking for the Sir Kingston brand, but I couldn't find that one. So this is what we got.
Okay. So now, how do you mix this all together?
All right, we got to grab my bowl. And where are we? I have ingredients all over the place. All right. And I came up with this dish because it's one of my favorite things. Every time I go to a restaurant, I'm always looking for a buffalo chicken sandwich. And the first time I ever had one was in college. Never knew what it was. I was at a restaurant called Po' Boys. Never had a po' boy in my life. Didn't know what it was. And so I tried one, and it's been great. And I haven't had one in a long time. So I figured what better time to have it than on my 100th anniversary and to make one of my favorite things.
And what's really interesting is you may have started with a dead animal, chicken, and now you've graduated where you make the same exact thing with soy curls. It tastes just as good. No animal died. And so, yeah, a beautiful little animal got to live, and you got to have a healthier meal that's zero cholesterol. So in honor of your 100th, I'm going to put up here, stop eating animals. And there's a little chicken you saved.
Yes.
Chickens.
Especially with these, with this day. Like, I just had a conversation with someone yesterday about it and what they could do. And it was like, just start the process, limit what your intake is, and it'll just happen. It's not overnight. It's just gradual. And that's how, I learned, however, I kind of jumped right into it.
You did. You jumped right into it. And JaneUnChained and our viewers are the beneficiaries.
Yeah. So I'm going to add some apple cider also into the mix. So we don't want too much of that. It's just for a little bit of, flavor in there. And where's all my stuff? Oh, we got to cut up our lemon. The lemon adds a lot of flavor too. You wouldn't know it, but there is some addedness to it. Oh, we should stir this soy curls.
So where are you from, Antionette?
Well, I'm from Florida. I'm here at my mom's house. I came down for a visit and I'm still here. So I'm in Homestead, Florida right now.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah.
And last week you got to see my mom. She did a little cameo for us, and I got her to try some of the vegan ice cream that I bought.
Yeah, once you try it, and then she was probably pleasantly surprised because the vegan ice cream is really delicious.
It is, and she was. She couldn't. She even said live how much it tasted great, and she was surprised. I didn't get my dad to try it yet, but
Dad, come on. Jeez.
And my mom actually the next night went to get some ice cream, and she told me she was gonna try the same one that we got. So she went for the vegan ice cream.
Woo! See, those little victories are huge, because a lot, people have tried to demonize us like, whoa, we're some kind of radicals. Actually, we're eating the tradition all American diet. Our great grandparents ate a lot of vegetables, and if there was ever meat, it was tiny little bit. So actually, if you go before fast food, before the advent of fast food, the diet was automatically much more plant-based. And so actually it's more traditional to eat this way.
Well, because what they could get their hands on, right?
Yeah.
So I've never made any of this before. So I added our lemon juice and the veganese so far, and what is it? The apple cider vinegar. And now we've got our tofu. So I already drained the tofu, and I just got this organic tofu, and this was great because it came in 2 sections. So I wasn't getting the whole thing.
I like that. Yeah.
So this is great. What's your favorite meal, Jane?
Oh gosh. Well, I've been trying to eat healthy during the pandemic because I'm here isolating. And so I've been having oatmeal with different fruit every day, different fruit for breakfast. And the oatmeal is really good if you put Bragg's aminos, gives it a little bit of, that's salt, but not bad salt. Then cinnamon. Okay. And then I use monk sugar because that's 0 calories, 0 glycemic index instead of regular sugar. You whip that up and you put it over fruit. Like one day I'll put it over cantaloupe. The next day I'll put it over mixed berries. The next day I'll put it over bananas and even an apple. I'm having fruit and vegetables delivered to me through this company called Farm Fresh to You, which a friend of mine told me about, because it's hard to get veggies. I'm not going into stores. I got everything from Instacart. So sometimes, you'll order fruit and they won't, how that it's like, oh, that didn't come. We'll give you a refund on So this way I can guarantee having the fruit. So that's what I've been having for breakfast. And I really like it. It's delicious. And every day is different because the oatmeal is the same, but all the fruit's different.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah. I've started eating oatmeal myself. I didn't, I used to eat it when I ran out of granola bars, when I used to work in the law firms. And then I'd have oatmeal if I didn't have my granola bars for breakfast.
What you got there?
Oh, sorry. I'm adding, so in my vegan ranch, so I probably jumped the gun on this, so thanks for stopping me. So I got coleslaw, and this is just dried coleslaw that I'm going to add. So in my blue cheese ranch dressing that I'm going to add to the soy curls, I wanted to make like a blue cheese slaw to kind of meaten it up, like thicken it up, and not like the lettuce, just like a slab of lettuce, right?
Right,
so
yeah.
I figured the slaw would give it more texture and some crunchy bit to it. So
slaw, yeah, I like that.
So we have our seasonings. Oh, we gotta stir our soy curls. Oh yeah, these are getting good now. Yeah, so I've recently been eating oatmeal again too. So that's pretty amazing. And the fruit, I've been enjoying the fruit also, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, you'd think in Florida you'd be able to get a lot of fresh fruit, but
Oh, the fruit
It's
beer.
a tragic irony that you can't. Now, let me ask you, why is it that you, Antoinette, got the message? Like our friend Prabhat, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of yours. And we met that way, and he introduced you to vegan cooking. Well, there's people I've introduced over the years to vegan cooking, and they'll have that meal and then they'll go away and they just put their blinders on, stick the wax in their ears, and that's it. What was it about you that allowed you to hear the message that animal agriculture is destroying the planet, that it's the leading cause of human disease, heart disease, cancer, etc., obesity, through the fast food, certainly, and also climate change, human world hunger. I mean, the list goes on and on of the terrible things that we could eliminate if we just all adopted a plant-based diet. Why did you get it? Maybe we'll find out the secret tonight.
Well, I probably was already on the journey and didn't even know it. So I'm just going to add parsley to our little blue cheese ranch sauce here. So I was already on my way, I believe, after going through and everything. And I had already cut out beef, pork, like I never liked sausage. Like that was always gross. And I was only down to chicken and fish. And then after meeting, as you said, Prabhat, and just being introduced to more foods, and I had friends, that were vegan too, but unless you ask more questions, sometimes, some people aren't forthcoming or stop. Or they're insecure, at least over here in Florida before I moved to LA, that, people made fun of them. So they weren't as vocal about it. So then after going out to eat all the time and eating all these great foods, they were great foods. So it was pretty easy just to keep eating the plant-based. Oh, did I already bring that over? Yes, I did. It's already over here.
Well, I have to say the animals thank you. They say thank you because every time you're making something that would be made under what I would call traditional, not even traditional, but conventional industrialized animal agriculture culture. A chicken like this would have had to have died. This may be a rooster, but there's a lot of chickens in this shot. But you're making the exact same thing and no animal has to die. And when you think about it, the idea of eating animals, I just can't even, once you kind of break through and get to the other side, it's almost incomprehensible, like eating an animal? Really? You know? We don't have to slit their throats in our culture. We hire other people who are now getting COVID and who suffer all sorts of psychological, emotional, and physical problems as a result of having that job, which no one wants. But just think about it, slitting an animal's throat, taking all the feathers and the claws and the eyeballs.
There's no way.
It's really disgusting when you think about it, it's just unnatural to me. And as somebody said to me, if you don't eat a chicken, the chicken walks away. If you don't eat vegetables or fruits, they rot. So that's what nature's telling us.
And then you put those back in the ground as compost and it just, or you seed them and you're repeating the cycle and you get more fruit and vegetables because you planted the seeds.
Exactly. So now where are you? Because I really would love to have a great ranch dressing. What have you been doing there?
Okay. So I've been adding a couple seasonings. So we're supposed to add basil, oregano, garlic, and salt. So today I was trying to get and parsley. So we added the parsley already. And I lucked out and got a small pack because I don't use parsley that often. And then all the other ingredients, I lucked out and I found one that had pretty much everything but the parsley.
Oh, that's hysterical. Yeah, that's great. Basil, oregano,
garlic, and sea salt.
Oh, wow. Great. Perfect.
Yeah. So I added those in there.
How do you get the blue cheese taste?
Oh, so I was doing that earlier. So this is part of my tofu that I had. So I was crumbling this up earlier while we were chatting and dropping it in the bowl. I only used about less than half of the half because I think that that's going to be good because it's pretty.
Oh, so yeah, it's the crumbles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And back to just quick touching back on, how I, stuck with it over the years. I always had a problem with, like the texture of stuff. Like I never enjoyed, the graininess of a steak or anything. And, or the skin of a chicken, so that was never ever appealing to me. And I'm just stirring our soy curls over here. They're getting a little burnt. We're over here making our blue cheese and
wow.
And
it's okay. They're supposed to be crispy.
Yeah. Here we go.
You haven't put any oil on them, huh?
No, because we're gonna add some of that vegetable broth that we had earlier. So we're gonna add some of that back in here. Now that they've dried out, that's what we're gonna do. So, and we want that buffalo flavor too. So I've got our vegetable broth over there, and I'm gonna add some of our hot sauce too to give it the, hot flavor. Yeah. So let's pour some of that in here. And then we'll get back to the blue cheese dressing because we still got that coleslaw to add in there. So now that we've dried them out, now we need to pump them up a little bit more again with our sauces. Woo! Wow.
This is fun. It's fun to experiment. You know what I say is that the average person is making the same thing over and over again. There's only about 6 animals that people kill: cows, pigs, chickens, turkeys, goats, and lambs, where by contrast, there are tens of thousands of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains to pick from. So there's more variety in vegan cooking, and it really is a lot more fun, because you use a lot more ingredients generally. I mean, look what's going on here let's go back to Antionette. Where are you?
Oh, I'm adding a little more sauce. It really soaked up that vegetable broth.
And when you say sauce, what do you mean?
The hot sauce.
Oh, the hot sauce. Okay.
The hot sauce that's gonna give it that nice spicy flavor, and then the vegetable broth that we were saving from soaking our soy curls in earlier. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more of that. We're gonna let that kind of, I guess, simmer for now while we finish our.
Well, while you're doing that, will you tell us what some of your favorite dishes have been over the 100 shows you've done for JaneUnChained?
Oh man, I do love. I had some really great mac and cheeses. So I had, Mina, Chef Mina. She came on. She makes those fabulous homemade cheeses, right?
Oh yeah.
And she came on. She made an amazing mac and cheese, one of the best I've ever had. And the reason why I think it's the best is the next day. I mean, it's kind of hard to get, the mac and cheese to still be moist and not dry the next day. Well, hers was so good the next day.
And that's vegan mac and cheese.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think we used a coconut milk and instead of just, almond milk or soy milk. And it was so good the next day. So that was amazing. I'm going to add some of our almond milk to our dressing here. And what's that?
That's it?
Oh, I don't know. We're gonna test it out. So it depends on how much you get in there. So you don't want it too watery.
Yeah.
You want it to just have
the blue cheese ranch dressing.
Yes.
Vegan, 100% vegan.
100% vegan. You've seen all the ingredients. We're making it from scratch, so we're not And I don't like and I like from scratch better. I don't like the jars. Like, I like to make it. I feel like it tastes better.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna add a little bit more of the milk. So have you noticed that they've been calling our vegan milks beverage now?
Oh yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. See, I call it the cow's breast milk, which is what it is. Industry is really running scared. In fact, because of the pandemic, which was caused, of course, by the abuse of animals, it's a zoonotic disease that jumped from animals, likely bats to pangolins to humans, and was first, it cropped up at a wet market in China. A wet market is a slaughter killing market. And of course, all the zoonotic diseases are really connected to our abuse of animals. I've got a little list here. Here it goes. I mean, whether it's mad cow disease, it's obviously from cows, swine flu from pigs, SARS, which was also found in a slaughter market in China in the early 2000s from bats and civets, bird flu from poultry, MERS from bats and camels, and coronavirus from a meat market. So you could see that the biggest problem we have right now is the virus. And if we had a plant-based world, we wouldn't have this pandemic and we wouldn't have other pandemics. Because let me tell you something, there's a potential of other even deadlier pandemics. The Black Plague in Europe in the 14th century wiped out half of Europe. So there are plagues that, as deadly and terrible as this one, there are plagues that are even deadlier that could crop up if we continue to abuse animals in the factory farm system, which is just such a horrific, cruel, evil system. And as somebody explained it in an article I read, because the birds, for example, are bred, all these farm animals, they are forcibly impregnated, fattened up in tiny enclosures, and then slaughtered mostly as babies. Certainly pigs are slaughtered when they're about 6 months old. But because they're bred to be almost genetically identical, if there were a pandemic to sweep through a factory farm, it would move rapidly. And then it could jump from pigs to humans. And that actually has happened in China. There were reports recently, ever since the pandemic, of that happening in China. And the big question was, well, it's jumped from pigs to humans because some pig workers had it. Is it going to jump from humans to humans? So hopefully that doesn't happen. But this is a wake-up call, especially when there's so many products that mimic meat and that are better for you. It's a win-win. It's a no-brainer. But let's get back to happy Antionette.
Thank you. I hope that doesn't happen, because we can't take another year of this, or another, in 5 years, another experiment like this, because it's set everybody back. It's been a terrible, terrible ordeal that we've had to gone through, and everyone's losing businesses, and it's just
terrible. I mean, it's like a game of musical chairs. Wherever you end up, there you are. So you're in Florida for the indefinite future.
Yeah. So I've got our coleslaw now, and I'm going to add it to the vegan blue cheese ranch kind of sauce. It's kind of a mix between the two. It's probably more of like a ranch, but we added the tofu to make little crumbles in it.
Yeah.
All right. So I just added that in there, and I'm just going to mix it around. And I didn't see any sliced cheeses. So I tried to get some sliced cheeses while I was out, but that was hard to come by down here. We are a little
the vegan cheeses. Although I was in Fort Myers, Florida a couple of years ago and working with a wonderful lady who is, hold that up when you're done.
Sorry.
Yeah. We were fighting the monkey breeding facilities, the laboratory monkey breeding facilities in Hendry County, which is right outside Fort Myers, Florida. And there's a very lovely lady. She's an animal lover. And she said, Jane, I would go vegan, but there's nothing to eat here. And I said, let's go to the grocery store. We went to the local supermarket, And guess what? All the vegan products were there, the Miyokos and the Follow Your Heart and it was amazing. Actually, I was super impressed. Okay, let's see your final product there.
Okay, this is,
wow.
We got the slaw, our
wow, that looks good.
Buffalo blue. So a blue, right? A buffalo.
Yeah, that looks good.
All right. So for the sandwich part, like the hoagie part, I wanted to have a little different than just a regular roll. Whoop, we'll come back up. You don't need to stare at my feet. Whoop, I gotta put the plate down. I got the pretzel buns. These are
Woo! See, there's tons of stuff that's just accidentally vegan. You just
I know
that doesn't have eggs in it.
Oh, they're so great.
Are your parents going to try this out?
Well, my mom doesn't like spicy food, so I was gonna make her a barbecue sub.
Okay.
Barbecue, but that's very Creole.
How about your dad?
Oh, that's gonna be a.
Don't say vegan. Just give it to him and say, "Here, I made you something."
I did try that one time with spaghetti. I convinced my mom, let's do this. We bought the Beyond Crumbles and we made the spaghetti sauce, and he figured it out without us having to say anything. He really didn't enjoy it. He kind of ate half of it and then.
Well, okay, it's, you know what it is? It's so funny because it's all up here. Okay, because they've done taste tests with people.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they've done taste tests with people where they're even eating like a vegan hamburger or Beyond Meat or Impossible, and they're like, this is real meat. And I can tell the difference, and nobody's going to get me to eat a vegan burger. And then at the end, people go, you just ate a vegan burger. So it's psychological when you're primed to resist something, you're biased. Okay, continue on, my dear.
So we tried to get him to eat it. My mom probably told him later on that we tried to trick him, but they never admitted it to me. So I've got our.
Oh, that looks good. Hold it up a little higher.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Look at that. So that's the soy curls. Wow. On the bread, and then you add this coleslaw.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, try it.
I'm gonna add the coleslaw here. Oh,
that looks so good. You've become a really good chef, by the way.
Well, it's just been trial and error, and all these recipes, because I don't really cook. I just try them all on the show, and then find ones that I like and keep eating.
And you're in great shape. What do you work out a lot, or what's your secret?
I have started working out again since the pandemic started. We all kind of got a little lazy a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started working out again. I have a little crew that we work out with at 8 and 7:30 in the morning. We meet up and we start working out.
Wow.
Here we go.
Wow, look at that. Hold it up a little higher. That looks really good. Oh, I could go for that right now. Wow, that's really good.
Oh, try this. Here we go.
Drum roll, please.
I'm gonna make a mess, but that's
all right. It's good.
Oh wow, it's so good. I could use some more hot sauce. I really like it spicy, but
wow,
good and tasty.
Wow, wait, hold on. Let's do a round of applause. Well done. That's really good. And you showed us exactly how to make it. Where did you get the soy curls?
So I got them at Besties. I tried to find them at Sprouts.
You can order them online because I ordered them online once.
Okay. So that was going to be my next option because I really wanted to make this for tonight. So if I didn't find them at Besties because I bought them before I came out here, I was going to look online for them. But I lucked out. I usually find everything. If I can't find it at Sprouts, I'm finding it at Besties. They're usually my go-to.
So let me ask you now, I want to say stuck, but you're there with your parents. This is where you grew up?
Yeah, this is the same house.
So it might be fun to go back to you're probably seeing your old friends from high school and.
Oh yeah, it's little reunions, revisiting everybody.
So have you taken some of those friends, like the ones you work out with, and maybe you can do, because I know we're doing this remotely. I'm in LA, you're in Homestead, Florida, but you could do this with your friends if they had a computer at their house, which I'm sure they do. And you could go back and forth and do some stuff where you encourage them, or you could make some stuff, give it to them when you work out and say, I'm going to make it today and you're going to test it out, because here it is. Wait till our cooking segment. You could have the whole gang, and you could have them each on remotes testing out, right? That could be really fun, because you could introduce them to this and introduce them this way of eating.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We have, dabbled a little bit, little dishes I've made, like a not a butter ball, but a chocolate ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A little dessert ball. I did share my vegan protein bars, because when I made them, there were so many. So I did pass those around. Those were really good, and everybody seemed to like those. They just refrigerated.
Wow. Well, I think you're changing people there in Homestead, Florida. And just, it's an opportunity to get into areas where they may not have as many vegan options, and spread the word there, because we need everybody to go plant-based if we're going to save the planet. We have until 2026 to create a vegan world. So, nature, whoever's upstairs, whatever you believe, put you in Homestead, Florida for a reason.
Yes, exactly. And I opted for not going with our balloons. I went with our paper little streamer things back here, because that's a different thing that affects the environment with the balloons and those not going out. So
horrible. I can't stand balloons and fireworks. I would love to have them eliminated forever. But
the cats and dogs hate the fireworks. Like,
I can't go out because my little Foxy here gets terrified. And so more dogs are lost on 4th of July than any other day of the year. But anyway, I just want to say, yay, Antionette. Bravo, you're my hero. You are my hero. What you've accomplished is extraordinary. So final thoughts.
I just encourage everybody to just try a vegan meal, one a day, to just get on your journey. If you have questions, there are many resources that you can reach out to. And I just want to say thank you, Jane, for this opportunity to share the word. And Jane, I was on the first show was with Jane. And now on my 100th show, I get to be back with Jane. So I'm very honored, and thank you so much.
Well, the honor is all, mine, that you would put so much work. People may not realize how much work goes into this. You have to figure out your recipe. You have to buy the ingredients. You have to cook it. Then you have to write out the recipe, take really nice photos, which I know you're going to take, right? So we can put it on the website, and then send it in, and then we put it on the website. And so there's a lot of work involved. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I think it's great that you approached it as a new vegan, because sometimes people are so into, like, if they've been vegan many years, it's almost like they're doing like PhD veganism, when people just want, the basics. They want to know, oh, what do you do instead of butter? What do you do instead of, vegan butter, vegan mayo, vegan,
Right.
Basically it's very easy. I would say anyone who wants to try it. Look, in this time of pandemic, it's a time for transformation. I'm eating healthier now. I'm exercising more. I'm really doing fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains. Gotten rid of the sugar. So I feel a lot better. And so this is a time for us to transform. And people watching, check out plant-based. Try something. We have hundreds of recipes on JaneUnChained. And there's a million resources. All you have to do is, if you put in vegan recipes, thousands of pages come up. So have fun with it and use this as a time of transformation. That's what I would say.
Yes, I agree 100%.
All right, your next.
I'm on my 100, 100% on my 100.
Woo! I have a couple of other questions. So you're an actress. So what's happening with your acting career? Obviously, the pandemic has shut all that down.
Well, indie stuff is starting to come back. So I've been auditioning for those. I did shoot a short a month and a half ago, and everyone wearing your masks, you know, the zones, and, you know, you can't take it off unless you're, you know, 20 feet, 30 feet away from someone else. Only 5 people allowed on the sets, the hot set. So they've been taking it very, very strictly. And I keep auditioning. So I did an audition today for a short film in Atlanta.
Wow. Well, congratulations. I would love you to become a star. And then we could say, we knew Antionette Westcott. Yeah, and then we'll play all your videos. So you're going to do more, right? You've gotten to 100, but you're going to do 101 soon, right?
Of course. I got to keep going. Got to get to 200.
Yes. Well, when you get to 200, we'll do something. Hopefully the pandemic will be over by then. And we'll do something like here in LA, like a major awards ceremony. How about that?
Oh, wow. That's cool.
All right, Antionette, you're the best. I love you. Thank you for all you do. Mwah.
Yes.
Let's hear it for Antionette Westcott. Woo!
Bye, Jane. Thanks so much.
Thank you.